She goes, I don't know why it happened.
She has to be on her period or something. She was in a mood.
Okay.
Because literally, whenever Tyler did that,
back it up. We are going to resubmit books. So next month, because this year has been. I know, we'll still keep them in there.
We haven't even done 50 Shades!
Yeah, but there were some in there that were garbage.
Oh, I know.
So this year has been a true struggle. This has been the worst year of book club, book-wise.
We're never meeting in real life.
It has been a good year.
To have the hoax, okay?
Social-wise, it has been a very bad year book-wise. So we're going to have to rectify that.
We are on a good start.
We are, yes. So, I know, finally, that's what it feels like to finally read a good book after you've read 17 shitty ones in a row.
Yeah.
And
Not 70 in a row.
pretty close.
Jess read 50 books last year.
I read 120.
Oh, wait. How many did you actually read?
10.
And how many did you
Hey, listen, that's like a book a month, though.
Yeah. So, but it's the same because I'm still qualified to talk about each book afterwards.
Correct.
So,
You're still using your own imagination.
yeah.
Well, and also, Jess is just multitasking because you can't clean and read.
Right.
You
I can't work and read at the same time.
Okay, Brittany!
Well, I work and listen to books instead of music. And so,
Okay, so
that
you're
is
ahead. We all know.
yeah. But there's so many books. There's so many books in the world.
And again, we will never, ever
read them all.
read them all.
Yes.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Or agree on every book. Because there are so many people that hate The Silent Patient.
There are
yes, I know.
so many people that hate that
And
book.
I
Do you
did
hate
not
that
realize
book?
that. I love that book.
Yes!
People hate
Okay,
it.
but my stepmom read it and she texted me and she's like,
Okay.
I loved it, and then she left a terrible review on Goodreads and she was like, I hated this.
No,
book.
listen.
I was like, do you not understand? I can see that.
No way. That's a good book.
It's a great book.
It literally got me back into reading.
Yes.
Like,
I loved it.
But everybody on like Book Talk, which I just do not trust anymore. Okay.
no, because
Also,
You already read some?
yes.
Okay, wait,
I read
listen.
my series.
She told her eyes got so big.
She's like, we read this over.
Yeah.
So I read
Okay,
my
what is
sister,
it?
the serial killer. We read that one.
I didn't have that one.
Yes, you
Yes, you
did.
did.
Me and Jay do not have overlapping books.
You said books that you've read last year.
Did not read.
Yes, you
Yes,
did.
Hey, no.
She's
Jess
like,
wrote them down.
I screenshot all of them. Then
Yes.
Show me what book you're talking
I.
about.
Show
like,
me.
It's a 4-hour audiobook. It's very short.
That I don't think it came from me.
It did not come from
literally made
anybody
that
else.
up.
No, it
She's
didn't.
like, no, you
No.
are following somebody else.
Nope.
That's not me.
No, she literally
Okay, what are the
last
others?
month she read out the books that she
Okay,
read.
I took all book club for her to get through.
Okay,
Yes,
but
how
also
many did you read?
I didn't.
No. She didn't read like a ton. It just took us forever because she would
Because
say
every
something.
time I said a book, we would talk about it for like 30
Yeah,
minutes.
Jess would be like, "Oh, what's that about?"
And
And
then like
Nicole would be like,
list, I'm like, I'm trying to read it.
Okay, no, it's just because I would look them up on Libby and put them on hold.
Yeah.
So I
so I need to get Libby out.
Okay, let me look it up on Libby then.
Okay, because
This is why it takes too long to get through.
Yeah.
Get
Look
Libby.
it up.
But
I think we
also,
talked about it.
No, you
No,
definitely
you
you
read it.
suggested it.
Regardless
Regardless if you read it or not, the book came out of your mouth. That's all I'm saying.
It did.
I'm Nicole.
Nicole, go to your Goodreads.
I don't need this one. Oh. Okay, hold on. Cancel.
That did not. I don't even know if I've ever even heard of that book before.
How did we both get it?
No,
then?
I promise you it
Are
came
you
from
sure
you.
you come from
Yes,
someone else?
I remember hearing your voice say, "My sister
Yes.
is a serial killer."
She's like, you
Well,
have
get
to
your
understand.
list out, bitch. You just read it
A whole book? You've got to read a whole book.
Also, we
Yeah.
read such a fun age.
No. Listen,
And what
Brittany. Last week was very bonding. They're actually exactly alike. They both love dead bodies. Not love them,
Don't say
but
it like that. Okay. You would take.
I
look at
promise you.
No.
Such a fun age, and my sister the serial killer.
Did you say that you
I
love because you said my
I
sister is a serial
remember,
killer.
I remember talking about it, but I've never read it.
Then you suggested it.
So, no, now it feels like you're suggesting.
Yeah, I am suggesting it.
It's not on our list, but we wrote it down.
Okay, maybe you guys. had
No, we
something
wrote it down
involved.
that night.
Yeah.
We wrote it down
Maybe you
that night.
found it through Libby or something.
No. Did you send a video? No, it was that night.
It was, and she said it.
She
Have you
did
guys
say
been
it.
drinking?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
That's not the point. Yes, we had, but
I have actually never even heard of this before.
You said it. There
You
was
did
nobody
say
else
it.
here. It was
Yeah.
just us four.
Literally, it
And
was
Jordan.
you.
Jordan didn't say it.
No. Where is your list you
She
read
said-
off of?
She read
Oh
her
my gosh.
Goodreads, man.
Jay just looked at it. It's not on there.
You read off your good
She
sheets.
deleted it before she came
No.
here. She's making it.
Okay, it's such a fun age. You've never read.
She did.
No, I did. I did read it.
Okay, you mentioned this book as well.
You did.
I'm gonna put want to read. And
Yeah.
It's on there now. But
And then you're gonna read it and you're gonna be like, oh, I did read
So,
it.
No,
maybe-
I don't remember. I didn't read
It's only
120 books.
It's only 4 hours.
Every book club.
She gets so excited.
Okay, so back to what we were talking about. New titles in the.
Oh yes, new titles. This is what I said. Yeah,
Bring it
new
down.
titles. So next month, okay, bring 2 books.
Physical
Titles
copies
or
or like
the-
titles?
Bring the titles to put into.
Do you want to do that tonight?
No.
Okay.
Do you
We gotta-
have 2
we gotta-
ready to go?
I do have.
I
one
probably
ready to
have.
go.
I have 2 ready to go.
I
probably.
don't.
I
No,
got.
I don't
I
wanna put a
don't.
bad
I gotta
book
think
in.
about this.
Okay,
Because
I could throw it. I could.
No, listen. Last time that's what we did. We did it spot on, and nobody knew that we were putting 3 books in, and half of them were
I
bad.
no,
knew.
that's
Oh,
not.
no,
Okay,
how-
well, I
think
did.
you've got some good reads.
I think I have some good reads on my list, but
Well, anyway, you were talking about February.
yeah. So
Mhm.
bring 2 books. To bring 2 titles next week in your head, or on a piece of paper, or on your phone, or on your Goodreads next month, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
And
Not right now.
she said next
week.
You did.
next week. Okay.
Oh.
Well, you know what? If you guys want to come back next week, that's
I mean, I'm telling you, this book club
thinking-
month took forever. I was
It
like,
did because I was really wanting to get
Ages.
here because it was such a good book.
yes,
Ages.
it took forever. I was like, when is book club? It's never happening again.
Yes. So, and then also, I think we're gonna do like a Galentine's book club.
Aww.
So
Bring
She's
up.
ready.
wear your pink and purple and red or whatever colors Valentine's Days are. Nicole, we know you'll be wearing black.
I
And
might have some. Color.
Hey, she just bought a very Valentine's Day frame today.
okay.
Picture.
Oh my gosh, I showed Sid and she literally was like, ugh.
But it has clowns on it. Because Nicole likes clowns.
Oh, well, good to know.
Yeah.
Clowns are fine. Yeah,
Really.
it's good.
There you go.
So yeah, come decked
I
out.
have little
and then
headbands. I found little headbands for those.
The wishing
for
game.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
The wishing
Mom, look at this.
game.
Did you read it?
I sure did.
Did you?
She read it
You
last
didn't.
year.
No, but I read the summary. I know the main
I
characters.
just read it.
I know
Yeah,
that.
she just
Okay.
read it.
I know that
Did
it's
you
a little bit
not
like
love it?
Willy Wonka.
Okay. I
Yes.
loved it, but I do have some.
I have some qualms.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead with your qualms.
No, not me.
Jess is like this.
How about we say why we loved it? Because it was actually a happy.
Okay,
book.
I did. I loved it. I
Yeah.
liked it a lot because
Yeah.
it was like what
Willy
my
Wonka.
qualms is.
I got that.
Yes, what my qualms is very like I think it's because she just needs practice on developing how to write this relationship. The
Mhm.
relationship between the woman and the child.
Yeah.
It was I
It was
felt
so
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I felt uncomfortable sometimes because like I'm a teacher and she is a teacher's assistant and she was staying after hours just one-on-one with him, tutoring him and I get it, you're at school, like whatever, but it was just like and how she just became obsessed with like trying to adopt him and voicing that to him. I didn't like that because like if you're wanting
Yeah.
to adopt a child, don't voice it to the child and get his hopes up for it. Like it was very.
Yeah.
But I understood what she because I've had kids that I'm like, I want to take you home and I want you to live in my house and not the house that you're currently living in.
Mhm.
You know, like or not the house. Like if the child or anything, but I knew what the relationship, what she wanted to. I don't know. I just think it came across a little weird.
Yeah,
At some times.
and I don't know. I mean, she's like an author. Like this was not like a debut or anything, right? Like she's written stuff before.
I don't know. I
No,
don't know.
I didn't
didn't
know.
think.
I didn't even look at her name.
I don't know.
Meg something, right?
Meg Schaefer.
I never even looked her up.
Well,
But at the end where she was like, she kept calling herself mom, or to him, like, there was one sentence at the end where she said mom. I don't
Yeah.
know. And I was like,
Yeah.
too soon? But maybe not. I don't know. I've never thought of
No,
that.
that was
situation.
her debut novel.
Okay.
That's why I
So
think
that makes
she
sense.
just needs a little practice,
Yeah.
like expressing that. Like I don't know. I don't,
So what
I'm not
is
a
your
writer.
plum?
okay, I did love the book.
Yeah.
I feel like it's about to sound like I didn't like it, but I did love it. I thought the relationship between those two were a little weird,
Mhm.
but I thought all the other relationships were weird too. I thought that the relationship between
Her and the painter.
the guy, the like Willy Wonka guy.
Jack.
Yes. It is a little weird that
It's
he's
so
like right to
weird.
his children.
Yes.
And also, I think the relationship between the painter and her was weird because, like, he knew her when she was like 13 and was like, she grew up to be beautiful, and then it just felt uncomfy to me.
Like I wish that she didn't have met him when she was 13. You
Yeah.
know,
And-
that would have been so much.
And
better.
also,
I always
would've-
pictured him in my head as they were the same age.
They were not.
I know, but that's just how even though it said it was not, it's still how I pictured it.
And I feel like it would have been fine if they didn't keep bringing it up.
Yeah.
Like, they kept bringing it up, and I'm like, why are you keep
Yeah.
making this a fact? Because she's like, when I met him when I was 13, he was so hot. And I'm like, ew.
He was like a rock star, and then now he's like an old professor, and I was like,
And then
I'm imagining this old man.
So
even though
I
know
will
he's probably only
say,
in his 40s.
with this book, the whole vibe of the book was so good that it actually took me out of real life, which is what you want from books.
Yes. Yeah.
It took me so out of real life that I was actually not uncomfortable with any of it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it's not weird for a 13-year-old to have a crush on this painter. It's not weird for this woman
Yeah.
to want to adopt this boy. It's not weird. Like, I was so engrossed in the story that I was like, this is just happening and this is great. And now we are in Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. Like, it gave me such, you know, like, you don't pick apart Willy Wonka, or at least you didn't when you watched it. You know, you're not like, why are these 4 grown adults in bed together all the time? Like, that shit is weird, you know?
Sitting across from each other 24/7.
Yes. So it was just the first, like, pretty much one of the only books that I did listen to last year that it just took me out of everything.
I loved the concept. Like
Yes.
I didn't hate the book.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gave it like a 5 or a 4.
I
Yeah.
gave it a 5.
Yeah, I gave it a 5.
I thought it was
Because
like
I cried
very magical.
actual tears.
Yes.
Actual
Yes.
tears came
Yes.
out. Again.
Yes.
I was like,
And
why am I
just
bawling?
Having that, like I said with that text, like having a book series that you were obsessed with or read, like
Oh,
at
yeah,
a middle
Zena
school
said that,
age,
yeah.
yes, like
Yes.
that's
Like
what
Harry Potter.
made me.
Yes.
Yes, that's what made me like the book a whole lot because she really honed it into that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of
Yep.
you just became.
You know she's talking about Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Yes.
if I got an owl to put a freaking letter in my mailbox when I was
Yeah.
like 13,
You
what kid
would
didn't want that
love
letter
it.
Yes.
now?
So I don't know if anyone else got this feel from it, even though it's complete opposite. But when I was reading it, I kept thinking about, and then there were none. No idea why. I don't know if it's because they were on an island in a house. They had to take a boat to get there.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is what it feels like once they're there. They're kind of stranded until someone comes and gets them.
See, I was thinking of the other,
I was really just thinking Charlie and the Chocolate
I thought it was going to take a bad
Yeah.
turn. I texted Jess and I was like, if Hugo turns bad, I swear.
I know. I thought there was gonna be some kind of like weird twist at the
Yeah,
I
end.
never got that.
I did.
I kept waiting for something bad to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I
Because
felt?
we've read so
I,
many messed up stuff.
Yes.
I felt
Bernie's
like
like, when
the,
is this gonna go bad?
When's it going bad?
the random lawyers like cornering them.
Yeah, that's what I was like. That is so weird.
I was like,
But I feel
that's so Charlie
That
and
is
the
so
Chocolate
cheesy.
Factory.
Yes,
Yes,
this was
yeah.
like so cheesy. Like
Yes.
everything about it was. Jack was. He was just
Yeah.
like, oh, he's like stereotypical, you know. But you're like, oh, I just love it anyways. You
Yes,
know?
and then it wraps up in literally a happy ending, just like Charlie and
Yes.
the Chocolate Factory.
I mean,
like,
that's what
it's
it's
just
just
like-
happy.
And
just
most
all
of
go
the
live
time,
online, wanna be
most of the
happy.
time now, when they like when people write books, like that boy would have ended up like in foster care, and like she would have like gone to a
Dead.
shitty apartment
Somebody
in
would have ended up
Manhattan,
dead.
living with 4 other people in a 1-bedroom. Like that's how they end books now, and I'm like, stop doing
Yeah.
it. Give
Come
me
on,
the happy
Just
ending.
make it happy.
So then I was reading some reviews, and this one person on Storygraph was like, it was a good book, I liked the concept, kind of had some of the same things, but then she goes, it just seemed very unrealistic to me.
Well, no,
It's
yeah.
fucking fiction.
Golly.
That is the literal definition of fiction. And I know that I find myself sometimes caught up in books being like, that would never happen. And then I have to say, wait a minute, this is a book. They're writing a story. They're
Yeah.
writing a made up story. This is not real life.
Yeah.
But so I would never ever put that on a book review. And she did it like, she got the arc of the Wishing Game and was like, thank you so much, Meg and the publishing company, for sending this to me early. And then she shit all over it. And I was like, this is a great book.
Well, let me tell you, there are some pretentious people out there, because I got on Twitter and tried to find Storygraph friends because nobody's on Storygraph. So I was like, let me just follow all these random people. So I found this girl and I was like, oh, she reads a lot. Well, she started like 5 books in one day, and I was like, you have to be joking.
Yeah.
And like, I cannot.
Jess.
Yes, it's not do 5 books in one
know.
day.
Jess, thank you.
And
I'm
so
only up to 2.
she every review she is on Storygraph, and probably Goodreads, I don't follow her there, she's like, a disclaimer, I don't give star reviews. And now let me tell you, this is not,
Who is it?
I don't know her. Oh, well, I mean, you can look
What's her
up.
name?
I'll have to find it.
It's the star review that got me, because I feel like a lot of people are doing that now. Like, it is hard. Whenever I'm like, okay, am I gonna give it 4 or 5? I cannot go below 4 because I read it all the way through,
Yeah.
and I can't go to 5 unless I cried tears.
Well, Storygraph has 4.25.
Well, I know.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
I'm
love
not getting
that.
into that.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Well, anyway, so
But I
she's
get
like,
the not star
I don't
review.
give star reviews, so I'm just gonna give you a synopsis of like how I felt, and then she writes an essay. But it's like, I don't know. I'm like, you know that you are not like, you're
A
just
critic?
a reader. Yes.
Yeah, you're
like,
not a critic.
Yeah.
That's not your job. But I
Like,
guess
you
it
can
is their
give-
job.
I mean,
Their
yeah,
made
you
up
can
job.
give, like-
Their influencing job.
Yeah.
Yes, you're.
I know, but
But
also
some
some
people
people.
take it too far.
Yeah,
and
some
they
people are
rip
like,
people apart.
Whenever I write
Yes.
this, everyone is gonna think the same thing about the book,
Yeah.
and it's like, no, maybe a few people, but like I'm still gonna read the book, or I
That's
still
like
enjoy
everybody
the book.
hating the silent patient. Like,
Yeah.
we
I don't
unanimously
understand.
loved
Everybody
it.
hates it.
And every single video that I see, everybody's like, it wasn't good.
They
I
literally will go, no. And I'm like,
I just scroll past when I see that.
Yeah.
I'm like, not even, I know it comes out next month.
Because I
Fury.
think,
I
wait,
know.
what?
And everybody says it's good. The Fury.
What is,
It's
already
Alex's.
out. It's at Books A Million. It's like everywhere.
Oh.
I just went to Books A Million this week,
I
and
was
it
there
was not
today.
there.
It's like 30% off.
Okay,
Well, I
maybe
bet-
it came out this week.
Hardback. And I was like, should I? I was like, I can't.
Me and Logan just went on Wednesday.
I was there today.
So maybe it came out today.
I mean, it was like right in the front. There's a bunch, so it might have just
I know.
been
I
today.
did, no, we looked everywhere because it was on sale. They were doing a 50% off.
I don't know. I walked right by it. The little like circle that looks like an eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everybody
Maybe
says
it-
it's good. Even all the people that shit on his first one say it's good.
I
so.
feel like people are so hard on books. Like when you read something and you know it's good. It's like,
Yes.
just say it's good. Like,
Yes.
It's good.
They're hard on books. They're hard on the authors. And I'm like, you go write a book.
You go right.
You will not find me writing a book because that shit is
Okay, so
hard.
here's one of her reviews on a book.
Good grief.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
I also think it's weird when they summarize the book
Yeah.
in their review. Like they give you 4 paragraphs.
That's what she's doing.
as a
Yeah.
it's like literally what they would write on the back of the book.
Yeah.
It's like this book is about a woman named so and so and a boy
I
named
just
so
don't
and
know if
so,
you
and
like
they
it
go
or
to
not.
like
Yeah.
I don't need to know what the book's about.
Yeah.
Because I read that at the
Yeah.
top. The Storygraph Goodreads, they do that for me. I need you to tell me what you thought of it.
Mhm.
How did it make you feel?
And I feel like people like that should just try to get a job being a critic
Yes.
who is going to rip apart something.
Yes.
You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
that's clearly what you want to do.
Yeah.
It's just like find little things wrong with it.
Yeah.
But my thing is, how is she critiquing it so much if she's starting 5 books in one day? I would forget which book was which.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you, I put See Me, I gave that bitch 0.25.
That was trash.
And it was
0.25.
this big.
Thank
This
goodness
big.
for Storygraph. 0.25.
That is the biggest Nicholas Sparks book.
It's the biggest book I've ever seen in my life. Next to the Bible.
You need to watch. You need to read it
No, you
I
don't.
don't.
just so you can experience.
Okay, it really wasn't that bad.
It was awful.
It could have at least got 2 stars.
No!
See Me by
I've
Nicholas
never
Sparks.
wanted to set a book on fire faster.
Oh my goodness.
I've
Like-
never read a Nicholas Sparks book.
Okay,
Okay,
I
well,
like
it's
Nicholas
not
Sparks
historical.
book.
I
It
love
wasn't-
them. Like
it wasn't
Safe
historical.
Haven.
Yeah.
I love that book.
Yeah.
Mm.
Did you finish the Ruth Ware?
I was-
0 days?
Well, listen, I was going to tell
Not
you.
for you.
No, it's not that.
Oh.
So, I wrapped up the Woman in Cabin 10
Uh-huh.
as the book, so whoever doesn't have one,
So
that's what you're
good.
getting.
Yeah, it is so good.
And I got like.
Are you sure, Nicole?
I don't know.
Oh, I read it.
Say it out
Okay,
loud so the camera
So
can
I
hear
got.
I read it because she.
I got more than halfway through that book.
Yeah.
And I don't know, and I've read the It Girl,
Uh-huh.
that she, and then there was another one of hers that I read, and I'm not sure which one it was. But I've realized I don't love those books. It has nothing to do with her, it's just, I can't get into, like, the mystery stuff.
No.
But 0 days is not. 0
Okay, you
days
know what,
to
I picked
me.
it up and I started, this was the 4th one this month, and I was like, and I took it back to the library.
0 days to me was completely different than all her other books. It
Was
was like
it?
an action book. Like I felt like I was watching like Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh, you did say that. Well, I still returned it because I was like, every time I pick up one of her books,
No.
I start reading it and then I'm like, where's my World War II? You know.
Yeah.
Like I
See,
took-
but I
I'm
like
such,
the- I
a
like the
hardcore World War
Mystery
II
thriller.
stuff.
That is my
Yeah. Well, I took it back. I didn't watch it or read it.
Well, you should because it's like an action, but you don't really like that either.
I saw like detectives and stuff, and I was like, this is.
Yeah, it was good. It's like a spy type thing.
But I do have Poor Things,
Do you?
and I'm on chapter 2.
Well, they don't even have it at our Libby. On Libby.
It's on mine, but I have a card in Nashville. And here.
Okay. Well, they don't even have it at our library.
I know.
Which one?
What was it?
It was not.
Oh, what was the book?
It was the one.
Yeah, the School for Good Mothers.
Yes.
Did you didn't suggest that. I know you didn't suggest that. It was on a video.
Okay, 'cause I was like, I
I
don't-
read was The Bush, and I thought about that today. I was
Yes.
like, man, that's such a good book.
The Push, I gave that 5 stars.
That was a good book.
That is a good, have you read that one? Oh,
It's good.
that is good.
It's really good.
I've almost purchased it from Books A Million. Like
The
5
Push
minutes ago.
and the
If I would
Chain,
reread.
I think,
I
yeah.
have the chain.
The Chain
I
is
haven't read it.
very
What is
That's a
that?
good
good.
song.
That's a good song.
The Chain is like an action book to me. And
That's the one where the
Is it the same person that wrote it?
no.
Okay.
I don't know.
I read these two around the same time, and so they just had such a hold on me because,
Mhm.
yeah, so The Chain is where,
by Adrian McKenty.
yeah, this
Yeah, I have
woman
that.
gets
Wait,
her.
don't spoil it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Don't
trying
spoil
to.
it, tell me what it's about.
Well, I was gonna just like say the synopsis, but
That's fine.
I don't know what the synopsis is. I read it 2 years ago.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah.
I know. I thought about rereading The Silent Patient because I was like,
I
love that book, and
know!
now I can't even remember
It's good.
half of it.
I know.
So
We
I'm like,
read another really good one that year though too. I
We
feel like.
where
The
the
Alchemist.
Crawdads sing.
Oh well, that became a.
which people hate where the crawdads sing too.
Well, I think.
Well, you know what? Which
We're
is
on the wrong side of
no,
it.
it is because that's bullshit. Because when that book came out, everybody loved it.
Yeah.
Okay, this book was about
And that's
like,
another just like feel good book.
a kid is abducted and then the parent has to abduct another child
Yes.
to like, replace
Which
the
is
child.
what I was gonna say, but I didn't
You
know
told
if
me
that was
to
part
read
of
it,
it.
and I said I cannot.
It
read stuff
is.
Like that.
It is intense.
Well, I have kids, so
Yeah,
I feel like
it's
I would.
intense. You should read that.
Yeah,
And
you're
the
like, you
book.
should
won't
read it.
cry.
Here's
I'll
what it's
read it.
about. And I was like, I cannot because
Yeah.
that is literally my
Yeah.
nightmare come true. So
Yeah.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we also read The Alchemist, which was
Yeah,
good,
that's
and
good.
I Feel Bad About My Neck was the first book that we read.
That
It
was
so
good.
Nora
Nora
Ephron.
Ephron.
I mean, it was good. I wouldn't give it 5 stars.
Oh, I
Nora
loved
Ephron.
that book.
That was good. It was a good feel good.
And just
Yeah,
like
no, it's
somebody,
not sad.
like
Yeah,
she
it was
was,
sad.
I mean, but she was funny though too. Like she
Yeah.
was telling her life experience. I don't know. I loved that
I'm
book.
trying to think
Yeah.
of all the books that we've
And then I read all of her other ones.
Well, I was going back through Libby to update, put it all into Storygraph,
Yeah.
and we have read
We were
quite a few.
we were liars. That was one.
Okay, good. We did dip into the young adult, and that's were actually not that bad.
No, I mean the We Were
They're
Liars,
entertaining.
Little Fires Everywhere.
I didn't read that one.
I didn't read that.
That
one.
was good.
I didn't read that one though.
The one that I chose that you can't remember, The Life We Buried.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about this dude. He was a college student and he was a
Yes.
reporter, and he goes
Yes.
and talks to the guy that's supposed
Didn't
to
they
be a
make
serial
that
killer.
a movie? A show?
Probably.
But Jez, I was telling her all about it. She's like, I do not remember that.
No,
one.
that was a good one, but
Yeah.
we did read a Ruth Ware one.
Was that the cabin one?
It was The Cabin.
That was the one you chose. I remember
Yeah.
that one too.
Okay.
I found it.
And
I
that
found
was
it.
that
Yes.
was good.
It was.
It
good.
was. It was.
That's not her best one though, but that is.
But
good.
that was
I
good.
know what you're
Yeah.
talking about. And then there was
The It Girl was trash.
oh, what was the other one?
Yeah, see, it was like I was
Sorry,
watching a
Mike.
movie that I've seen like over and over and over.
Yeah. Well, I find comfort in her just because I know what it's like. She has a pattern. She's an Agatha Christie.
Yeah.
She builds up the characters. Then there's somebody's murdered, and then they go through why everybody didn't do it or why they did do it,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a twist, and then it's the end. But that's what Alice Feeney does too.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. All of her books
Yeah.
are exactly the same, but I love
Okay,
them.
but you did read the recent one,
Yeah, Good Bad Girl, and it was she.
and you said it was bad.
Yeah,
It wasn't a Daisy Darker.
it was bad. No, but not even close.
Bummer.
Good Bad Girl was.
Do you have tampons
Is it worth
I think I have one in there.
in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Nicole, you should have told me how to burn your, like, some other ones.
I literally did tell you.
No, you didn't.
No,
I showed you the other ones I had. They were too big.
Okay, well I still need one.
I
I-
know, but you
I-
didn't say bring
I-
another one. You said you'd be fine.
Well,
If you open like
I was gonna say, I
the
might have-
cabinet door by the toilet, there should be some stuff there.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it in the truck.
You
I
okay?
have a pad.
What?
You okay?
Why?
You just like almost ran into the wall.
It's like I'm on the blanket.
Oh.
You can walk on the blanket.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
like a
wearing
rug.
Boots.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's used as a rug.
Stillhouse Lake was the one I was thinking of.
Stillhouse Lake was good.
That is
because
not
Still
Ruth
has
Ware.
Lake.
That was
Okay.
good.
It was the one about like her
Yes.
husband
And
was a
then-
serial killer,
And
then
then she went on to do like a second and third book, which I think Madison read.
She did read them, and she said they weren't that great.
She said they were okay, but they
Okay.
weren't as good as the first one.
yeah, and then we
I
read.
did read
This
that.
was my other one, and I gave it a 2. The Sometimes Sisters. That was that
I didn't
weird.
read that garbage.
It was that weird one. It sounded good because
Jody
it was
something,
like
right?
Jody
no
Nicole.
Caroline
Oh.
Brown. Caroline Brown. It was like the description made it sound like it was gonna be like kind of like dark family secrets,
Uh-huh.
and it wasn't even
What is
like
it?
she
I can't
went.
remember it.
She hadn't seen
I
her
didn't read
family
that.
in forever, and her family owned like a campground that had like cabins and stuff. And so she had to go because maybe somebody died. I can't remember. And like so it was always like her sisters were there.
Oh, I
I
didn't think it was
did.
that
I
bad.
did start it, and I did not finish
I
it.
didn't think it was that
I
bad.
thought that was
It was
one
fine.
that I chose, and I was like, it said dark family secrets, and it was more like a romance novel.
Yeah.
When they went to work for
felt
their
like
grandparents,
They had
It
worked.
felt very like
Yeah.
and the grandparents died.
I can't remember if they
Somebody
died. Like,
died, and she hadn't been back in years.
She
until
had-
she went
yes,
back, and she was like,
And her
"Ooh."
sisters were assholes to each other.
They were just
yeah, it was just like a lot. But
Why
I didn't
is
read
that?
it all. Like it wasn't like that cider one. I did like it
Oh
better.
my god, that was a not and she was like, let's do a cozy mystery. I
No.
wish that.
No.
I wish there was a cozy mystery for Valentine's Day.
No, guys, I've realized I don't like mysteries.
I love mystery.
I do too.
I love mystery. I love a lot of books, but I love mysteries. I just started a new series, and the second book is really good. I'm like halfway through right now, but it's called The Aaron Falk, and it's like Australia, and oh, it's so good.
I'm rereading the Alice Network right now. That is probably my
I've never done that.
top
It's
3
good.
favorite books. I don't know. I just love all of her stuff.
Yeah, I know.
But the Alice Network really, and the Nightingale. Man,
That's what
those
Joe ended up with at the
Are you-
book swap.
I'm reading it right now.
you will bawl your eyes out, and that's why it's a 5-star.
Forward.
And then the Alice Network, you will bawl your eyes out,
Yes.
and those are the books I'm like, I will.
Is the Alice Network the one with the woman with the gun and the peg leg? What's that one? The code.
Oh,
Where she's a code.
the codes. Oh, that one is the Rose Code.
Is that it? Where she's got like a peg leg?
I don't remember the peg leg, but the Alice
Are you talking
Network.
about the World War II spy?
They're
Yeah.
all spies.
Oh,
Have something to do
yeah.
with it, but the Alice Network, they are the actual spies.
Yeah.
But the girl named Eve, I can't remember exactly. There's another. They become like best friends, almost like sisters, and I'm pretty sure one of them dies. But she ends up with like a really messed up hand.
Maybe
Like
it
the
is her
guy- I
hand.
can't think of the
And
guy.
she's always got that gun, the Ruger or something. It's like a specific gun they say all the time.
Yeah, the story like goes back and forth where she's like older and she's like her hand is really messed up. And
Yes.
this girl sees it, and she's like, what the heck? But
Yes.
she needs her help.
Yes.
It's so good. Oh
But
my
she was like an
goodness, it's so
ambulance
good.
driver or something. Was she? Back in the war?
No, she's a spy.
That's
I know, but that was her cover.
No, I don't think so.
She has an ambulance driver in one of her books.
That's
I
Ernest.
don't know.
That was
But
their
it
that
needs
was
to be
their
a movie.
official job.
It needs to be a movie. The Nightingale is supposed to be a movie with the Dakota sisters in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And oh my goodness, that
The
end.
Dakota sisters. You mean
Dakota, yeah,
Fanning?
the Fanning, yeah.
Okay, because I was like,
I thought of the Fanning, and then I was like,
No,
wait, she said the Dakota sister.
Dakota and what's her name?
Elle. Yeah, I love them.
But that's been in the works for years.
I know.
But I remember reading that book and getting to the end, and I was just like, oh no.
I feel like they would start.
Well, before
You're
she
right
came here, the sister from the bear. She's like, Mom, are you good?
Oh.
If you ever see I'm good, one more time. Listen, Nicole, before she came here, she's like, I have a headache and I'm dehydrated and I feel lightheaded. And I forgot about that, so I thought she was gonna run into the wall. And then when she looked at me, her face is white, and I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah. Why?
So the School for Good Mothers that I finished yesterday or
Uh-huh.
today, it's very good. I do recommend that one. So it's a dystopian, but it is, so basically this woman has a baby. Her husband leaves her for a younger woman when the baby's 3 months old, and so they have split custody. And one day she leaves her baby at home by itself, and she leaves, and her neighbors call the cops on her.
Oh, it sounds like the couple next door.
Yes,
Ooh.
that's a good book.
Have you read that?
Yes,
That's a good book. I read that on the beach when I was pregnant with Bonnie, and I was like, good God.
yeah, that is a good book.
Okay, did they make that a show? Hold on. A show came out. It's on. There's something in my eye. No. It might be on some like British television show that's not here yet, but the guy from Outlander is in it.
Of course.
Yeah.
All I watch is British television, by the way, except for A-Lesson.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Okay. Oh, I read that tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow.
You know what?
and
They
tomorrow
said
and
a
tomorrow.
lot of people suggested that for a Valentine's Day book.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you. When you
I
look
mean-
this stuff up, this is what you get.
Yeah, well, it's about friendship, so it does have a really good like solid message in there, and then everything around it is video games, so
Yeah.
or computer games.
I do want to read it, but it's like takes forever to get
It took me a while to get through
Yeah.
it though. Felt like it was just a
arrangement, that's good. That was the one I was telling you and Logan about.
Okay, yeah.
When I had read like so many crappy books. In Such a Fun Age, that was good.
She deleted them because you commented on it.
I came to back.
I did not get that.
Okay.
Alright.
So
She
first I
definitely liked
read
the
The Nature of Life and Death. Everybody Leaves a Trace.
Okay.
It's nonfiction,
Okay.
written by a forensic ecologist,
Ooh.
and she explains how basically she'll like go to crime scenes and she'll pick up like samples of like the dirt and she'll study like the pollen
Mm-hmm.
and how it like tells her basically what happened.
Yeah.
Long story short.
It's like the wheelchair guy in Bones. Jay.
Yeah, I know his name. Hold on. Goggins.
No. Anyways.
I-
Hodgins.
If I say it.
Okay.
Then I read A House with Good Bones, which is like a haunted house vibe. Basically, this girl goes to like check in on her mom, who her brother is like, mom's been weird lately, and then she goes, and then like her mom is being weird.
As they are.
And not acting herself and acting like she's scared of something but won't say what it is, and so she tries to like figure out what's going on, and it was really good. Then I read The Salt Grows Heavy. What? Oh, that's the one that I was reading you. That's the one I was reading you parts of.
What's that one?
It's a horror novella, so it's
Why
only
could
like
I not find that? I literally thought that you just erased it after I commented and was like, I
I was going delete.
I was like, that sounds so good, and I couldn't find anything. Okay,
Okay,
I see it now.
so it's a horror novella. It's only like a little over 100 pages, and it's about this mermaid who basically like burns down her whole kingdom and it like escapes, and then she's like traveling with this plague doctor, and
On the hand?
He's nothing. He's just geometric shapes.
It
Okay.
sounds like
And-
Ariel.
and
She
then,
does escape.
and then
Sounds like Ariel, my mom.
Okay, you got flounder.
no, so listen, so then they come across this like small village where there's all these kids who are playing this game directed by these like people that they worship, basically they're saints, and the kids are like killing each other for fun as if it's like tag, but like killing,
be rated.
but like
I know,
killing.
this should be our
But then,
relative.
like, the saints, like, bring the kids back to life. It is, like, very traumatic
So it is
and
a
painful.
game.
And then they, like, kill them again. And then they just keep, it's like this loop. And then, so the mermaid and the plague doctor are trying to, like, put a stop to it.
Are you saying
Also-
plague?
Plague.
Okay.
Yeah. And,
That's what I thought.
and, the whole book is written like poetry.
Oh my god.
That's hard to read.
Yeah.
Loved it.
I wouldn't have even been
Poetry
able
has always
to
been the
summarize
hardest
that
thing
as
for me.
poetry.
Oh, tell them about the saints cutting off.
Did they make everybody eunuchs?
No,
Oh.
they just cut off a body part, like a different one, each one.
Yeah, so in order to prove that they're like these like immortal beings, each one of them like chopped off, like one of them chopped off their hand, the next one scooped out their eyes, and then the next one
Scooped out.
ripped
Like,
out
it's
his heart.
so easy just to do that.
Also, the mermaid,
Yeah.
the mermaid's tongue was cut out because whenever she gave birth to her husband, whatever, he didn't
Which
want
her husband.
gave birth. Gave birth. No, she gave birth.
It sounded pretty
What are
hard.
No, she gave birth and her husband didn't want her to talk.
that's why
she,
she like burned her kingdom down.
So
And
throughout
she
this,
would.
she
And
doesn't
then
have
she
a tongue.
also left. She also left her 3 daughters to eat their dad alive.
And
But
what
then-
searched about it about
But
it.
then her
It's
tongue
actually
grows
really
back.
popular right now.
Is it really? What's it
Yes.
called?
It's called The Salt Grows Heavy.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that.
But then her tongue grows back because Nicole was. She told me all that, and then she had me read a
Since it's
passage,
like running
and
with
she's
salt.
like talking, and I was like, "When did she get her tongue back?"
Listen,
Take
all
her
of the
back.
books that she told us she read last year, I said, where do you find these?
I haven't heard of
so,
a single one.
not a
Oh,
single one.
What's the name of
So-
the city? Maybe she's heard of it.
The Nature of Life and Death, the first one, I rated 5 stars. House with Bones, 4 stars. Salt Grows Heavy, 5 stars.
Wow, your year started off way better than mine.
Then The Wishing Game, 4 stars. Then I read Recursion by Blake Crouch, and it was amazing.
Is he the one that did Hidden Pictures or whatever?
I don't know. I know that he
Dark
wrote
Matter.
He
Okay.
wrote Dark
It
Matter.
was okay.
Well, have you read Recursion?
No.
It's really good.
Okay.
Who
It's
is
like-
it? Who's brother?
Blake Crouch. It's
Jason
basically
Resnick did Hidden
about
Pictures.
it's about this phenomenon that's going on called like false memory syndrome, where all these people remember a whole other life other than their own with in memories that are as vivid as like their current
Ooh,
life.
yeah, I'm reading that right now. And plays a hole.
And
yeah, it sounds good.
and basically this detective guy is trying to like solve the mystery as to why that's happening, and then there's another point of view from a scientist named Helena, and she's talking about how she created this device where you can like basically relive memories and stuff, and then their 2 timelines like come together, and
I'll read it, but I was not.
it's really
Hidden
good.
Pictures.
And if you want to listen, I listened to the audiobook
I mean,
for
Dark
that
Matter.
one,
Which
and
one?
it's a good audiobook.
Dark Matter.
Dark Matter. It was not as good as people said it was. I know you think it is, but
I
it's
haven't
not.
read Dark Matter.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought you said it was good. I
Oh,
was
like
like,
Dark
it's not. It's,
Matters, what I just put on hold. That's the one that's not as good?
no,
Recursion
the one
is what I'm
Recursion.
talking about.
Okay.
So Dark Matter was fine, but it was not as good as what everybody said it was. Because everybody's like, oh, it's so good.
Well, it's like the Song of Achilles. I have tried 3 times to read that book.
I don't know that
I
one.
never even tried it.
And everybody, that girl that said, I don't think I
Recursion
sent
on
it to
there?
you.
It is.
I don't think I sent you the video, but she was one that hated the silent patient. And she got on and she was like, and then so somebody was like, what books do you like? Because she just shreds every book.
Yeah.
And so, and she was like, well, I'll show you. And so like, she's,
See me.
no,
Probably.
it's nothing that I've ever heard of. And then she has Song of Achilles and then the other one, Circe or whatever. And I have tried 3 times
Song
to
of
read
Achilles,
Song of
the Hunger
Achilles.
Games.
No,
Oh.
that's the
It's like
songbird.
songbirds.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, the book that I sent you, that this girl that this girl that I saw was reading, and she said it gave her like nightmares.
Oh,
I sent it to you, called Tender as the Flesh.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Have
We
you
literally
read it?
have a book
Yeah.
club over
You
it.
have read it?
I loved it.
Was it good? Because when I read what it's about, it sounds interesting.
It is.
But
It's
she's like, it was
so-
really intense.
It's so fucked up.
Is it really?
It's so good.
Like what?
I
what
just had a
makes
whole
it
book
scary
club for
though?
it. It's like basically where all of the animals and all
Mhm.
animal products on Earth are like infected.
And
So
they eat
then,
humans.
so then the
Like that Brad
government,
Pitt contamination. or
so then the
whatever it was,
government starts like making it.
World War.
They have like these factories where they're like eating humans, but they're like treating them like cattle. So then there's like people that are normal people, and then there's people that are only for human consumption, and so it's crazy.
That sounds crazy.
I mean, it
something
sounds
that'll
like-
be a movie.
It does sound like it'd be a movie, and it sounds like it needs to be our,
Valentine's book.
yeah, our Valentine's or our October book.
It's on my holds list. No, it's not on my holds list. It's
Yeah.
on my
To read.
it's on my
It's-
waiting to be on my holds
Yeah.
list because I have 20 on hold.
Yes, it's on my to read list.
Yeah.
A lot of people say that they didn't like it because it wasn't written well, but it was translated from Spanish.
Yeah.
So I think that's why, but I liked it because I thought that I didn't think the writing was bad. I thought that it actually made it like so much easier to read.
Yeah.
And
See,
so,
that's kind of how I felt like My Sister the Serial Killer. I'm pretty sure it's translated.
Probably.
And so that's why it's like a lot shorter, and it's almost like a summary. You know, that's
It
why
really
it's so
is,
short.
yeah.
And it's good.
Yeah, I think you would like it. My Sister the Serial Killer. Put
It's
that on
good.
there. It's only a 4-hour-long audiobook.
Yeah, it's very short.
You know, I can't listen to stuff.
Well,
But the book
I'm
is very
trying.
short.
yeah.
There were a couple other things the Royal Diaries that I put in the group chat. That was so good.
What is it?
The Royal Diaries. It's
How I tried to find that. Did I find it?
it's on Libby.
I think I saw the cover and I was like,
No, it's good. It's good.
Thank
It's
you,
sad. No, it's
What
good.
is it called?
The Royal Diaries.
So how
Royal
is the underworld
Diaries.
journey to the depths of the ocean? Is it a big book?
it is a very big book.
It sounds like it would
I'm
be a big
struggling.
book. I feel like.
I'm not even halfway.
So
I-
what is
well,
it? How
no,
is it written?
Actually, I think I am halfway, but I think I'm like just at halfway. It's nonfiction.
Your Goodreads says you're 45%.
It's I haven't updated it.
What is it?
Oh my god.
Okay.
It's called Journeys, or the Underworld Journeys to the Depths of the Ocean.
It's so good. It's just so long. It's just like about this like woman who makes it like her life's goal to explore the deep dark ocean, and so she
Which is very scary.
it's like her journey, that's what it's called, but it's like her journey through like trying to make it happen for herself.
Yeah.
And then like how her career has progressed and like what they found.
Okay.
And also she talks about like the history of the deep ocean too. And so like the first submersible to go down and like how that went and like yeah.
Which is also very scary.
Yeah.
And it includes pictures.
Oh, that's
Which is
fun.
I know, that's why I hate that I didn't read Lauren Graham's
Yeah.
memoir, because she's like, see, picture this. But then
Yeah.
I love that I did, because it had the voicemail of her dad in there, and I know that was definitely probably her real dad.
Yeah.
I love that book. It made me love
What
her
is it?
more. Lauren Graham's memoir, from Gilmore Girls,
Yeah.
Lorelai.
I never watched
But
it.
she was. Which one did you read? Because I think she's done two. The one that I did.
Yes, but then she also wrote a book before
Okay,
that. Remember,
okay,
because she
yeah.
talks about it in
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't even know that was, and I saw it on your story graph, because you like, I think you were updating it from the books that you've read, and I was like, why have I not read that? I love her.
It is so good, but
She did so good.
The saddest thing, this story has stuck with me for forever because I think this is one of the saddest. Well, I can't say one of the saddest things that's ever happened to anybody, but it's just sad. I'm just a sap, but. She wore the red jacket in Gilmore Girls,
Oh my
like
gosh, I
throughout the whole season. It's like her signature jacket, like throughout the whole thing. So when they came back, she got to keep the jacket. And when they came back to do the reboot or whatever, she wore the jacket, you know, whatever. So last day of filming, they film everything, and then it's like real fast. They kind of just like get you off the set, and they were like, okay, see you later, you know, but they had like a cast party, but it was like, she didn't.
It was really just like coming and going, like
Yeah.
people just hanging out.
Yeah,
Like,
milling about, and it didn't seem like it was any big to do. And then it was like, okay, now the day's over, and this is over, and we're done with. You know, you hug everybody, you say goodbye, and then you're done. Somebody took her jacket.
she had left it like on her bike or something, and so like she like searched the whole lot.
And somebody took that red jacket, and she was like, so if you have that jacket, she was like, I don't care. She said, all I want you to do is just mail it to me. She was like, that is just, I will not, nothing will happen to you, just mail it back.
Yeah.
Like, and she asked everybody, of course everyone's like, no, I didn't take it, no, I didn't see anybody with it, no, I didn't, nothing. And like, that jacket is gone.
and she had it for the whole time that
Yes.
because they didn't know
Someone
that they
could have thrown
weren't.
it away, but that's it of that.
No, probably not. If they did, they would get.
It was
Fired.
freaking iconic.
And she literally was like, but then she made like a whole thing about it. It was really nice. She's like, I mean, you can send it back. She's like, I know I had it for 20 years or
Yeah.
however long it was before. Yeah, no, it wasn't 20 years, but it was a long time, like at least 10.
Yeah.
And she was like, and I really didn't wear it. She said it did sit in my closet, you know, but she was like, it was just like that time of my life. And she was like, and I guess it was like, you know, symbolic, you know, that coat is gone. And she was like, I get it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to go back and be Lorelai and like all this. And she was like, but still, if you have that jacket,
Yeah.
please send it back.
Because you know somebody probably did take it and just like has it in their closet and they just like bring it out for parties with their friends and they're
Yeah.
like, look what I stole, you know, because they're probably some like
Yeah.
whatever.
But she's like just so I love her because of this specifically. Is she says in her thing because like she doesn't have kids of her own, and so I just think that she's just like that cool aunt, you know, like she's just whatever. But she always plays mom in a movie or anything that she's in, pretty much.
Yeah.
And so the big shows that she's been on is Gilmore Girls and Parenthood, and she was a mom in both of those, and a single mom in both of those. And she's like, especially, she said, I adapted this character, especially with my, you know, fake kids in Parenthood. She's like, it's called Old Lady Jackson, and she was like, I'm cool, and she's like, I don't care if you go and get all those piercings that you want and all those. Yes, get that. She's like, but let me tell you what Old Lady Jackson's gonna say. And then she's like, so I'll bring out my Old Lady Jackson and I'll be like, you know, and then I'll give them my Old Lady Jackson, like, advice. And then she's like, but me, I'm gonna love you. This is what Old Lady Jackson's gonna say. And I was like, that's perfect because, you know, she isn't gonna treat them any different. She's like, we still all go out to lunch. Like, it's just like, whatever. And she was like, and they all have 1,000, between my two Parenthood kids, they all have 1,000 tattoos and piercings between them and, you know, do whatever they want. She was like, but you know, I'm still going to give them my Old Lady Jackson advice.
Yeah.
I love that part.
Yeah, Parenthood is a good show.
I know it.
By Taylor Adams, because I was like, after last month's book, I was like, I just want to see if she's awful. She's
What is-
very much awful.
What is that one?
Taylor Adams
Oh, she
was
looks like
the
Gollum.
book that we read.
Smeagol.
Jane!
I know.
No.
Look, show Jess that. Doesn't it look like Penny from Happy Endings?
Oh my gosh. No Exit.
Oh, okay.
And Hairpin Bridge was literally worse than No Exit.
Well, I'm telling you, it was a spoof scary movie. Did you read No Exit?
No.
No, Exit was not.
Okay, please
Oh,
read
wait.
it. No
Because
Exit.
I watched the movie.
Yeah, did you? I didn't.
It was shit.
It was so bad.
What did I
Okay,
tell
well,
you?
so it's the
What
book.
is
It
it?
literally
It's
was like
the
they had
book
10
last
minutes to
month.
put together a movie.
Yes.
December.
And they
What's
changed
it?
the whole story.
Exit.
The whole entire story was changed.
Yes.
So the book was awful?
No.
No.
The book
good.
was fine, yeah.
Okay.
I
Please
liked the
read
book.
it.
I did too.
But I tried another
Please.
book and it was trash. But then somebody else had a book this month that was like, oh yeah, this is good. And I was like, I don't trust anything. Also, These Fleeting Shadows,
What's that?
I don't know, but it was bad. The Vegetarian, did you suggest that one?
I sure did.
Yeah, I know you did. I gave it a 3.
Yep. I saw that.
Hey.
Actually, I'm pretty sure when I read it out loud, I said, "Don't read this one." So
She did say a few things. Don't read.
yeah, there's a couple of them that I was like, "Y'all are gonna hate this."
But
don't
I
read it."
did not hate it. I did not hate it. I actually, it was fine. The only thing I didn't like was the brother-in-law.
It was all so weird.
He was a creep.
Yeah.
Well, it's like what, Korean?
Yes.
Okay. They are very different from us.
Have you seen a movie called The Book of Dreams?
No.
Oh wait, no, it's called
Things
Silver
We Do in the Dark.
Book of
Did you
Dreams.
suggest that?
Things We Do in the Dark?
No.
Okay, I don't know where I got this. It was, I gave it a 2.75.
I
It
think
was
we talked about it,
not
but
good.
I don't think anybody had read
Wait,
it.
what's that
I
show
haven't
with the
read it.
vampires? It's something we do in the dark. Oh,
Shadows.
The Shadows. Oh my goodness.
Okay, The Good
Yeah.
Sister though, I read that one. That one is very good. I was like, finally, now we're getting somewhere. So I read The Good Sister, that's a 4. The Arrangement was a 4.5. Behind Her Eyes, have you read that one?
No.
Okay, it's a Netflix show.
It's a thriller, right?
Yeah, I watched the show before I read this book. I watched the show when it came out, like, I don't know, 5 years ago. And so I knew what the book was about, but I wanted to see if the book did it differently.
What is it about?
Okay, so it's...
Is it the one that show that I told you to watch where their spirits change?
Yes!
Okay, when you said that, you need to watch this. That is wild because it is such a normal show. Like, it's like, oh, like you think it's gonna be a thriller, and then all of a sudden it's like paranormal.
So that's what I told you the other night when I said, and at the very
that's
end,
what you were talking
it's
about.
science fiction.
Yes.
At the very end. So it's literally just like, this couple moves to town, this single mom meets the couple, works for the husband, becomes friends with the wife, and then they're just like, but she's friends with both of them, and then she's sleeping with the husband, but then the wife knows, and like, but it's just drama. It's very dramatic, and it's like building into this like whole thing, and then and then you're like, okay, how?
But then it's also going to the past.
Right, but then everything comes to a head, and you're just like, okay, these people are crazy, and they're driving this woman crazy. She's a very nice woman, and like, then probably somebody's gonna die, and then they're gonna leave. Like, that's what you think's gonna happen. No, turns out they're like, they do like sleep training, and then they like switch bodies. Like, so then at the very end, you find out that there's a man living in the wife's body. And then that man snatches the new lady's body and
Because
kills
he's
off
like-
the wife's body.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because he's in love with the husband. So you're like, you think it's a completely normal thriller.
Yeah.
It's just going to be run of the mill, and then literally at the very end they do body snatching.
And you're so confused because the flashback, the wife is so nice and so different, and you're like, what happened to her? Like, why is she so nice? And then at the very end, you find out that it was actually her guy best friend that convinced her to do this sleep paralysis, and they switched souls.
Yeah.
And
And
like,
then he kills her and throws her in a well.
yes. And that's why, you know, like, that's why you're like, well, no wonder the wife is terrible, because it's not really the wife.
Weird. And that's how it is in the book. It's literally the last, like, 10 minutes of the book. Rob goes
It's
through.
British. It's British.
Rob
show.
goes through and tells about the body switching. And you're just like,
It's insane. It is. And then you're leaving, or it's ending, and the husband is like so happy because he's left his crazy wife.
Yeah.
And he's with his new wife, which is actually still the crazy guy that he's
yes.
been with. But it has the single mom's child is in the car.
Yes. But in the book, Rob alludes to the fact that he's going to kill the kid. They didn't do that in the show.
Well, she said, the kid, remember in the show, the kid is like,
It's like,
you don't like boats. And then the mom, like, looks at him, because it's not really his mom. It's crazy.
And she's like, neither do you.
It was just weird. Like, how do you switch genres?
I don't know, but I
Oh
mean,
my
that's how the show was. Me and Logan were like, what?
Oh! Oh! No, I saw TikTok about it.
Yeah, probably. It was like that.
Because I couldn't figure it out
Like
because
their
everyone,
orbs.
everybody was like going crazy over it.
It was so
who's
good.
in it?
It was such a
Nobody
good
did.
show. Behind Her Eyes. It is such a good show.
It's a show.
I saw
Yeah,
TikTok
on
about it and
Netflix,
everybody
but
was
it's a
going
book.
crazy about it, and I was like, why? And it was so out of context. It was literally like just that scene, but you don't like boats, and I was like, what? Why is this a big deal? Because I didn't know anybody in it, and
Yeah.
I was like,
I didn't
why
know.
is it
It's
such a big deal?
British.
And then
How
I
many
looked at the
episodes
comments.
are there?
I think it's a limited series.
Yeah.
Or is it
Okay, I can do
Behind
that.
Her
If
Eyes?
it's
Maybe
like,
8.
okay.
I don't even remember.
6.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
gonna say 6 to 8 has to be.
So, I mean, worth like watching?
I
Yes,
think so.
for
I
sure.
think it's good.
Me and Logan liked it a lot. And
I
like,
did too.
He was like,
Okay.
we were at, like, literally the last episode, we were like, what? Because, you know, I like to guess what's happening. So I'm like,
I do not.
oh, this is going to happen. And Logan's like, yeah, that's the only way I can see it. And then we were like, what?
I love the not rating. Yeah, I guess rating. You know, it shows like intense thriller or whatever.
Yeah.
This one also says and anxious.
And
I love that.
Yes.
Well, maybe we'll start
I forgot that was the name of it until literally I was like, that kind of sounds like that show that we watched.
Well, somebody was like, oh, this book is good, so I just put it on the list. And then I literally started listening to it and I was like, I've watched this before.
Yeah, because we told you, because we were just
Yeah, and I watched it.
yes.
And it's great.
I haven't watched any, okay, we just watched Reacher. We finished Reacher season 2. So.
Okay, be careful.
So I don't fall. Oh my god. When the when the ice came, the stairs outside of the stairs outside of my apartment.
Did you fall?
She has to sit right now. Did you fall?
Nervous.
Oh, why?
She saw the video.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
Never mind
Nobody's
that.
watching.
That was watching it, but Jordan would
Yeah.
know.
Oh
The
yeah.
stairs at your apartment.
Oh my gosh. We have like these concrete stairs outside of my apartment.
Oh no.
And I knew they were iced over, so I was going really slow.
I would have gone on
You cannot go slow on ice.
I fell down. Yeah, I fell down them,
Oh.
and it hurt so bad, and my whole leg was bruised.
Oh.
I saw this video, I don't know how true this is, but they say you're supposed to put socks on over your shoes.
I saw that too.
Is that real?
I don't know.
Well, have you ever stepped
You
on
don't
a
have
foot?
to do that.
I did not try it.
But have you ever stepped, like if you've gone to check the mail or something and you have socks on, it gets stuck.
Yeah. So
But
I guess
mean,
that's
I
why.
feel like you would
But
trip
they
or
say-
fall.
No, they say you put it on there and it's like traction. But
Nicole texts me.
once
goes,
it gets wet enough, it probably wouldn't be. I mean, once
And
the sock gets wet enough.
It happened while I was leaving to work. I had to be to work in like 5 minutes because I live right on the road, and I was walking to work sobbing. And they were like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No." I said, "Don't."
Don't
Like,
even
it'll get
look at
worse. So I went to the bathroom. Got my
At least you didn't do it in front of 100,000 people.
But you know, I think I did it in front of the kitchen workers at Char.
I
They
don't
don't
care.
care.
They're literally a bunch of losers.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've
Where do you
dated them all.
Above Char.
I live across from the back of Char. So
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah,
The
like,
antique
I
guy.
wasn't here.
In my backyard.
do you know where
Oh.
do you know where Salon Daydream is?
Uh-huh.
I live above that.
Oh, okay. I live like.
So, like if you go in
She
there,
walks
the other door
She
is
does.
her
You could walk
apartment.
in her
Yeah,
house.
you
She
could.
lives on Elm.
No, I'm not sure.
Is it Elm? Okay, I always forget because there's the road right before that, and I always think that that's called Elm.
I love that
So,
big
The like.
art house.
I know there's
Oh,
always
Brian's
people
house?
coming in and out of there.
It's an Airbnb now.
I would love to live
Upstairs.
So I went
there. He just rented out to me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I went into the bathroom and I got my shit together. And
Yeah.
then I came back out of the bathroom and Kyle was like, I said, "Don't you hug me right now, because if you hug me right now, I will start sobbing again." And I just got it together. And he literally comes and he hugs me. He goes, "Sometimes you just need a hug." And I literally cried for like
I don't need one right now, Kyle.
I cried for like another
Hugs
30
make me
minutes.
cry.
Oh, man. I know sometimes you just like need to be.
I cried for like
need to
30
have a minute.
minutes. And then I calmed down again and then Tylen's like, "Are you okay?"
Oh my gosh.
And
I would have been like, get out of my face.
I'm like, "I'm good, I'm okay."
Wait, she texts me and she goes, Jolie, I fell. I was like, are you okay? And she said, no.
Well, our friend, my friend, fell at the Taylor Swift concert. She fell face first into the seats in front of us.
It started a freaking domino effect. If somebody hadn't stopped it, it would have been.
And she had, and she just like
She was
popped
bruised
up.
all the way down.
And yes, literally the
But
next
this was in a sea
day.
of people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but we were sitting in rows. It was like a stadium.
She fell into a chair.
She fell into a
She
person.
fell backwards
She didn't
into a
get
chair.
She fell into a person.
I know. I'm surprised she didn't break her neck.
Yeah.
Honest to goodness.
Yeah.
But her bruises, like her whole thigh was black the next day. Like it was like she was like, "Yeah, I decided not to go work out today," and she sent me the picture, and I was like, "Casey, oh my god."
I have a video of
And then she apologized. She was like, "Guys, I'm sorry," and we were like, "Casey."
I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but Hayden at the concert, he was thinking too hard, and I got a
Wait,
video.
no, you did. You
I got
showed
a
me that.
video of him falling forward, and I just dropped my phone and catch it.
Oh my gosh. Get it. Those are too much water.
Okay, there you go.
I know. know you do. Goodbye, goodbye. Be careful.
Bye. See you next
time.
Tomorrow
Don't
or
forget all the
Saturday.
things that I told you. You have all assignments to bring next
Well,
month.
you're
You
gonna
better
send
text
it.
it and remind.
Yeah, make a list.
I will.
And you better watch